No viewers on the YouTube yet. What's up, the Fishing Hunter? Here we go. Low budget live. Actually live, Sammy.
Live.
Got that live. We are live on YouTube Live and we are live on Instagram. I got two cameras. Let me see your phone. I'm checking Sammy's Snapchats. Now we're gonna use. What's up, Matt? Audio is too hot. Darian says. I'm gonna back it down, Darian. I'm gonna back it down.
D money.
Hello, Adam Westbrook on YouTube. We're double whammying. How's the audio? And what's up, Matt Airy? Matt Airy, host of Let's Talk Fish. What's up, Matty? Yeah, here we go. Let me introduce my illustrious guest here.
Big words.
Big words for 17,000 people on Low Budget Live. What up, Kane Simpson? I have the man, the myth, the Sammy.
Little Sammy
George in the house. Brad Knight joining in. BK 19,000. What's up, KC? KC, I sent you a package yesterday via the post office. Sam George, my man. Thanks for coming. We're going to act like he just got here and we're just seeing each other. Let's do that again. Yeah, right there. Kane Simpson is in the house indeed. I'm checking YouTube comments. I'm checking Instagram comments. This is fun. We got a new setup, Sam. We can go YouTube Live. We can go Instagram Live. We can go Facebook Live now with different cameras. And super pumped. Y'all let me know how the audio sounds. Because this is low budget, right?
This is way fancier than it was in like March when the last time I was here. Well,
you did a couple of the first low budget lives over at the Forcewood Cup when Atkins won in Columbia. Remember, we were over there.
Yeah.
You did do those, right? You were there.
But I was going to play it like I was.
BK Brad Knight, definitely. What's up, Brian New joining in? Brian New coming off a Costa Series, killer tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Championship at Gunnersville.
I actually watched day 5 of that today. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was. I watched that. Shout out to FLW Fishing right there.
Yeah.
Jody White killing it. And Kyle Wood. On my way to Rick's Barbecue right now. Thanks for making me fatter, Luke. Yeah, this drink brought to you by Rick's Barbecue. So speaking of fat, if you've been listening to Low Budget Live, you know I've been doing the fat ass challenge. I'm calling it. I'm tired of being a fat ass, and so I'm been working hard for a little over a month, and man, I'm down close to 20 pounds, Sam.
You're looking good.
I kind of let myself go a little bit this year.
Just a little bit.
And the thing is, road life, you wouldn't know anything about it going to your hips.
No.
As women say, it's going to my hips.
I haven't got there yet.
It's going to my hips.
Give me like 2 more years.
And shut up. Big C saying, I gained a lot of weight. Big C got fat this year too. Shout out to Big C.
Big C
was on a diet. Corey, Big C coming in. Luke was mega. He was mega for a bit there.
Mega bag.
Mega. What's up, Connor? What's up, Bassin Man? Thank you guys for joining. 22,000 on Low Budget Live, and we're at 8,000 on YouTube Live. So YouTube feed, we may go a little longer than the Instagram feed tonight. But before I got ADD, you're skinny, Sam. You'll always be skinny. I've seen you eat. You can put some food away, and that road life, that fast food doesn't get to you.
No, I've been kind of lucky with that. I'll probably have a big old giant round pot belly one day, but for right now, we're all right. So I hope it stays that way.
Well,
because I don't like the gym.
Well, no, neither do I. I'm scared of it, and I challenge all of y'all that listen and watch Low Budget Live. Join me on the Fat Ass Challenge. If you got a fat ass, join me on the Fat Ass Challenge, and drop some lbs. Matt Airy Fishing saying, he wishes we lived closer so we could do some collaborations of Low Budget Live and Let's Talk Fish Live. And I'm down for that, Matty. You know that. Matt Airy, who, by the way, is going to the Elite Series, left the FLW Tour, going to the Bassmaster Elite Series.
Yeah.
Going to be it's a new look over there. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
We're going to get to that shortly, but so that's a fat ass challenge update for you. Sammy has no ass at all, and he's a skinny little fella. So last week on the podcast, I talked about how deer are definitely smarter than me.
Oh yeah.
And it's deer season, and I just have this deer I'm hunting in my house. I'm consumed with it. He's not a monster by any means. He's just an old, mature deer, and he's so much smarter than me. And it's truly it's keeping me up at night. But you got it done in Illinois last week.
Well, kinda. He wasn't the one I was hunting, but I've learned that. I mean, when you're watching a pretty good deer across a bean field chasing does and stuff, I've been up there 4 or 5 years, it finally dawned on me when he headed my way. I was like, you're not a good deer hunter. If he comes over here, you better shoot him.
He's finna get an arrow.
And I watched him chase a doe from 400 or 500 yards away all the way across the bean field, and she ran right under my tree, and I shot him. It'll never happen again like that.
That's awesome. It was a dang good one. And if you're watching the YouTube feed, I just put a picture up. It's actually covering your face right now, which is awesome on the YouTube feed. It's hilarious. But it's you. It's the big old horns. If you want to check it out, it's at Sam George Fishing on Insta. There was a couple pictures of it on there, and biggin. Sam. And I want to get to this too. Sam is one of my favorite guys to talk to this time of year because you fish a lot.
Yeah.
You love wintertime fishing, and you catch a lot of big ones this time of year on the Tennessee River.
Especially them big brown ones.
Big smallies.
Big ends.
And you cheated on me this spring a little bit and how you were catching them, but most of the time you catch them the right way.
Yeah, most of the time.
I shouldn't say, I ain't hating on live bait. You catch a 7-pound smallmouth on anything, that's pretty good.
I mean, I've told people, we'll get in the same boat. I'll throw a shiner, you'll throw a swim bait. We'll see who's fishing with shiners at the end of the day.
That's a fact.
But no, it's
Sam the Shiner, fun. Brad Knight Fishing joining in,
That's
BK.
Right. Nah, we have fun with it. I mean, when you go to places, we had a couple tough tournaments like Arkansas River and stuff. And, when you go to places like that and come home and you want to have fun and jerk on a few, and that's one of the best ways to do it. So it got a little crazy for a few days.
This spring was crazy on Pickwick.
Oh, yeah.
This fall's been pretty good too. Me and D Money went and caught us a few, and then my dad and I went a couple weeks ago. Shout out to @Marty Duncan, who made a new Instagram post today for the first time in a while.
Is he on Insta?
He's on Insta. @Marty Duncan on Insta. He slays the Insta game.
Is he hashtagging?
Oh, all the hashtags. Darian and Big C, D Money and Big C actually just text me about that.
Is it as good as Johnny McCombs hashtags though?
No, nothing's better than anything Johnny McCombs does.
I love watching his Facebook posts. I love it.
Yeah. PJ Smooth 94, I got to address this comment. This plane Wi-Fi sucks. Streaming us from the air.
Yeah,
it's the first time.
He said he was
I missed it.
37,000 feet up in the sky.
I like it. I bet your neighbors on the plane really appreciate some LBL. James Watson claims he's worldwide, but we're in the skies. Has he ever been in the skies broadcast into the stratosphere?
Yeah. We're
close to the satellites almost.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah. Sky high.
I failed science.
He's worldwide. We're sky high.
Yeah, we're sky high. Hashtag sky high. Hashtag sky high. I gotta say, even if your daggum internet is slow, passing the time on a plane, there ain't one thing you can say to that.
It was worth it.
It
was worth it.
You gotta just.
It was worth it.
You gotta let them know that it was indeed worth it. But if the feed is very bad on the plane, sometimes you just,
Give up.
sometimes you gotta give in. We talked about this on the podcast last week. We're not motivational speakers here at Low Budget Live.
No.
And sometimes the fish don't bite and the deer don't move, and it sucks. Give up. So you just give up. Ike and Ellie says never give up. We encourage give up on Low Budget Live. Sometimes you just got to. And when that Wi-Fi is bad on the plane, it might not even be worth it. You might give up. just turn it. Just get rid of it. Just get rid of it right there. Right here, Parker, catching Derek Christian's fish on Wilson too. I don't know what that is, Parker. I don't know what that is.
Oh, that might be when we were shiner fishing.
Oh, okay. I got you. Hey, my kids just pulled through. Just saw them on Low Budget Live. So 25,000 on Instagram right now, 9,000 people watching us on YouTube. I like it. So Sammy, Illinois was good to you.
Yeah.
You killed a deer. You've had a heck of a year fishing. I know you didn't do what you wanted to do, which was make the Open Championship. But how many years have you been fishing the Bassmaster Opens now?
I think 5.
And you're how old?
4 years, 5 years, 23.
You're 23 years also since 18. You've got some top fives. Could have won at Champlain. I remember that one. It was you were dialed.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody that dialed, I don't think, really. I mean, just really specific. John Cox fishing joining in. John Cox, shout out to John Cox.
The Tin Man.
The Tin Man in the house. Like me, some John Cox. He's the man. Right. He's my bro. I like some John Cox. And John, John's not going to the Elite Series, right? John's going to fish the tour. Was he on that roster? John, if you can comment, John.
I don't know. I never saw his decision.
I never saw John's decision. If you would like to make your decision on Low Budget Live right now, John Cox, breaking news.
Yeah.
We would like that. We would like the breaking news. Let's know what Cox is going to do. You really never know. You never know.
No.
You never know. So
he is staying.
All right. John Cox, FLW Tour. I like it. My man. I like John Boy. I'd miss him if he was gone. I'm going to miss a lot of the guys that are leaving. I ain't going to miss fishing against them.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to lie about that.
But it's someone else's problem.
Yes. I'm proud John's staying, man. That's good. That's good news. Brad Knight staying, myself, Brian Thrift, a lot of other guys, and it's going to be a really good year. No co-anglers. It's going to be really cool. But back to you, Sammy. We got distracted. We had a big. That's a big celebrity for Low Budget Live.
Yeah.
You know? That's not a C-lister. That's an A-lister in the fishing community right there. An A-pluser. And I'm so glad that John made that announcement right here on Low Budget Live. That's a big look. There goes my wife, Weston, my son, and my daughter Harper just walked by. They didn't realize how much. Scott Martin's going to make another announcement about his announcement. And then Justin Atkins just called in to my phone during Low Budget. Thank you, friend. Kane Simpson getting some love on YouTube, and just getting some love. Somebody just said, and I missed the name. Kane Simpson video today killed it, and that was one that was on a dang Wednesday. Sammy was a part of that
I think
fiasco.
I watched it like 15 or 20 times.
Yeah, it's funny. Y'all follow at Kane Simpson Fishing, and
what editor does he use?
I don't know. He may not want to. He may not want to tell you. You know, that's sneaky. Yeah, because he's killing it. Kane kills it, man. YouTube audio just went out. Really?
It was Atkins messed it up.
Is it back? Is it back because Justin Atkins was calling in? Let me know if it's back up. It's showing I got it. It's showing I got it, but who knows? Let me know. Blink twice. Blink twice if we've got audio on YouTube again. That stinks. Thanks for ruining the show, Justin. Thanks for ruining the show. He should know I'm live because he should be watching if he was a good friend.
That's right.
But he's not. He's not. He called in 30,000 on Low Budget Live. And Sam, I just like I've known you since you were a little dude. You know, I've been at TH Marine, working with TH Marine. It's back. Thanks, Kane. Appreciate it, buddy. No, I doubt it was you. I got a phone call and it might have jacked up the feed for a second. So because this new camera I'm running operates off my phone, little behind the scenes action right there. But I've known you. I've been at TH for 13 years, and I met you. I guess when you're around 12 or 13 years old.
I met you at the 2010 Bassmaster Classic that Van Dam won on Lay Lake.
Look at that. That's right. That's right. And I remember us hanging out at a Decatur at an Elite Series one time. We had the trailer there, and you were a little fella running around chasing the pros around, which a lot of them you're now really good friends with, which is cool. It's the coolest thing about this gig.
Oh yeah.
You get to know your, just heroes. You get to know your heroes, and I've seen this. I've seen you going from fishing local stuff and catching them, and I've seen what like your family's done to get behind you, which is so awesome. And you were homeschooled.
Oh yeah.
I mean, homeschooled so you could fish, and I've seen the progression. And dude, you narrowly missed making the elites.
Like twice. And they did what they do sometimes, and they kind of changed the criteria, and you didn't get in. And I remember, dude, it was heartbreaking. And you and Alton Jones Jr. have been friends for years and years and years and years, and Alton made it. And you missed out that year. You were close that year. Yeah. And I know that was, I can remember, we were all like, because we knew it was coming. But with all the changes going on, you wanted to come on Low Budget Live and talk about it. Yeah.
You want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And Bass did some things that kind of surprised all of us.
Yeah.
With how they filled their field. They got pillaged, right? They got pillaged by MLF and the BPT. I talk about it about every week on here for the last few weeks because it's all any of us talk about. And they got a lot of guys that were gone, taken away, and then they went to the FLW tour and grabbed some guys, grabbed some cream of the crop guys.
Yep.
Deservedly so for those guys, if that's what they want to do, and they're going. Yeah. You know, a lot of guys that made their career with the FLW. But there was talk that they would call down the opens list, and you finished what, 25th this year?
Yes.
25th.
And
there were a lot of guys that were outside of that championship that support the opens every year that have been close that didn't get a call. And I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but I got to imagine if I'm you, it upsets you.
Yeah.
If that's what you've been working towards for a really, really long time.
I mean, it's one of those, you know, at first I was frustrated. But you know, the more that you really think about it, I mean, you know, really and truly the only person's fault is it's mine.
Because you missed it a couple times.
I mean, you know, if you finish in the top 5, you're in.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, you can get frustrated.
It's a guarantee.
Yeah. And I mean, you can say they didn't do this, they didn't do that. But when it comes down to it, you know, you just didn't catch them.
Yeah.
And, you know, I didn't expect how they did it. I didn't expect it to play out like that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's one of those where I think whatever's kind of meant to happen with it all will happen no matter what.
I agree with that.
So, I mean, you know, and it might be a blessing in disguise. So,
well, in my opinion, I think it is for you. And, you know, life changes are good sometimes. And I told somebody this week, sometimes you got to do a hard reboot. and you got to refocus. And with that, I'm gonna let you make an announcement.
Well, so you know, I had a good year, decent year, anyways, and you know, for years, I mean, 3 or 4 years now, you know, guys like you, Brad Knight, Wesley, you know, all those guys, you know, just big inspirations for me. They've always talked about, you know, possibly fishing the FLW Tour. And, you know, I've never been one that's always looked at the fishing thing from just a business aspect. You know, I've always kind of been.
You just like to fish, man.
I'm a fisher.
You love it.
I mean, I literally, you know, we have a creek runs through our farm. I mean, I walked down there 3 or 4 days ago and just sat there and just looked at it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I just like fishing.
It's what it turns into a business. I talk about
Exactly.
this a lot. It turns into a business because to survive, if you are going to truly make a living, it has to turn into a business. But at the root of it is always that love.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have that, you need to get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
And we all have that.
I
Hey,
went,
Jody Blanco.
I went golfing with a couple buddies of mine like 2 or 3 days ago, and I looked right at a pond as soon as we got there, and I said, man, I bet there's some big ones in there. And my buddy was like, is that all you ever think about? I mean, yeah. It's
Pretty
something
much.
It's
all we talk about.
It's something that consumes you, and if it doesn't, you're in the wrong business.
Exactly.
And,
in the wrong game.
but anyways, you know, I had a pretty good year, and a lot of the reason I've never really jumped and fished the FLW Tour or anything like that is, you know, a lot of it's obviously the financial side of it. You know, it's so expensive, and you know,
And so are the elites, and so I mean, it's just
everything.
expensive.
It's
just
all
expensive.
and you know, Watson said
Lots
it
of
best
cords,
on,
Ronnie Moore. Lots of cords. This is Low Budget Live, Ronnie.
Yeah,
Set up on my kitchen table. Shout out to my wife for letting me do this.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's very unorganized, but
It is.
But you know, and a lot of the reason, like I was saying, you know, I put it off was just financial things. You know, it's kind of it's hard to put $35,000 up, and you know,
Plus expenses.
you feel good about your skills and abilities till you have to write a check that big, and that's always been kind of a stopper of it. And earlier this year, you know, I had a couple good finishes, got a little bit of money, and made some pretty smart decisions with it, and it kind of paid off. And so with that, and you know, the support of family, friends, and a lot of mentors, you know, I've finally been given the opportunity, both financially and fishing wise, that I'm going to be fishing the 2019 FLW Tour.
FLW. We like it. We like it. Jody Blanco, you should be commenting on that, because we're going to have this fresh young face on the tour that can absolutely catch them. KC coming in, congrats. And Ronnie Moore from Bassmaster, one of my bros, and Kelly Ottinger from FLW, one of the big shots there, Sammy. She says, welcome to FLW, Sam. And
I appreciate it.
We couldn't be more
I'm
pumped,
excited.
man. And Sam and I are gonna get to run together. We've talked about it for a while, and I'm pumped for you, man. And you've wanted that tour level for a long time, and a door swung open for you, and you jumped through it, and you're gonna do well. I know that. It's a leap, and it'll be different, man. It's a
hard leap. I mean,
it's a big leap.
I mean, I can honestly and truly say it. You know, even if I had the money or didn't have the money, you know, when you start putting that kind of money up front to.
Who's behind me? Is that Weston?
I think
Sorry.
he's making mac and cheese.
Weston, are you just in the microwave in the background? This is so Low Budget Live.
But I mean,
this is the most Low Budget Live ever.
It's a hard thing to jump into, and you know, guys like you, Brad Knight, Wesley, you know, Alton, a lot, just Swindle, all those guys that, you know, I've looked up to and everything. You know, they've really pushed me to do that, because you know, when you put that up, you know, you really question your abilities. You know what I mean? I mean, I've looked back on a lot of good finishes and been like, you know, you got a little lucky.
It takes that.
Yeah.
To break that top 10, top 5 barrier, craft's got to go your way, man. You can be dialed, but you got to, you know, because I've been dialed a few times in FLW, I feel like, but if you get a couple bad breaks,
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
There's a lot
80th is not fun. It can go that way.
And bass fishing, it's such a cool thing. I mean, it's literally, it's basically metaphorically a game of inches. And I mean that as in your guys that win consistently and your guys that finish top 10 but don't win, a lot of that comes down to just like one bite. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
And so it's kind of hard to put that up, trust your abilities, but a lot of guys have been behind me on that and really made that a lot easier with confidence.
I can remember Swindle and I having a conversation about you a long time ago, and you fished with G like I fished with G a good bit, and he's like, boy can catch him. I mean, and we've all known that. I mean, you won a Toyota owners tournament on Wheeler when you were what, 19?
18
or 19, beat a lot of guys, and that may not sound like that's not a Bassmaster Classic title, but you beat a lot of local sticks, and you beat a lot of people from all over the country who are great fishermen, and that really caught media attention when that happened, and got you in a lot of places. And then with the Opens, how soon did it come to you? Like that first top 5, I forget which year, you have to forgive me, on Champlain. It was like 2014.
Yeah, it was 14.
Yeah, because we went there in 16 with the tour, and I remember you and I talking before I went up there.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing for me was you made a line size adjustment in that tournament. I'll never forget that.
Yeah, it freaked Aaron Martins out.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest stories. Tell that story real quick. That's we're totally sidetracked as usual. But tell that story. That's a cool story.
It'll show you how.
That's a great comment.
Yeah, inches do matter, but no, it was kind of like stuff you just travel and everything. You just pick up on things, and when you get away from the Tennessee River, you learn a lot. And I can remember watching something years ago about Aaron Martins, talking about line size. You know how he is, and I remember getting on a little deal. It was deep, but every day it was kind of weird. It would get real slick, calm, sunny, and they got a little tough to catch. And one day, just messing around, I had some like 5-pound line. I'm from the Tennessee River. We don't throw less than 8. And I tied some on.
And 8's little.
8's little. I mean, 5's like,
But that 5 sun line is some tough stuff.
Yeah,
there's some tough stuff. I will say that.
And so I tied some 5 on, and it was like, it was like every cast, and I'm like, what the crap, and
so
it was
crazy.
like the first kind of light bulb that's ever happened with that. And I can remember talking to Aaron on the final day. And I asked him what line he was throwing, and he was like, "Oh, I'm throwing 7, bro." And I was like, he was like, "What are you throwing?" I was like, I went down to 5-pound line. That's what I had to do to catch him." He was like, 5 pounds, bro? Bro.
Just completely threw him off.
He was like, "They're too strong on this lake, bro." But no, that was one of those kind of cool little moments. So
Darian says, Sam, D Money coming in. You can say what the hell on LBL. You can.
It's okay.
We will let you. We will let you say that on LBL. I have an Aaron Martin story kind of like that. Not exactly like that. It wasn't in a tournament, but I was at a major league fishing event for TH one time and got to fish with Aaron up in Maine. I've told you this story before, but we go out on this smallmouth lake, and dude, we're out there graphing, and it's this kind of glacier lake, super cool up in Maine. And dude, they're everywhere, and they're dumber than a box of hammers. I mean, when
those
you
are
find
the best kind.
Like Aaron's like half warp speed running around the place, and he'd be like, "Oh, there's some," and we mark these rock piles, and then we come back, and dude, they would come up and look at the boat, like you'd watch one of them go, like, doot, 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 doot. They'd all come up, and then they'd go back down. And so we had another guy with us, and we're just tripling up like every time. So we got in this area of the lake, and the water got dirtier. Well, dude, of course, Aaron's a robo worm fanatic, right? And we were drop shotting 4-inch robos, and we we're using Morning Dawn and some different stuff. And if you've never used, I used bold bluegill. It's a color we throw on the Tennessee River a lot, kind of chartreuse and brown. So funniest thing in the world, Aaron takes his plastics all out of the bag, so meticulous with everything, and he puts them in a big Ziploc bag, and he puts garlic on them, on all of them. He really believes in that for smallmouth. So he's got these big bags everywhere. And I said, hey man, I was going through colors and stuff. I was like, this water just got a little dingier here, and we weren't getting as many bites, right? And I said, do you have any bold bluegill? And he looks at me and he goes, you know about bold bluegill? Just like that. And dude, I've been throwing it for years on the Tennessee, and like every tackle store around here sells it. And I went, yeah. And he goes, bro, you just blew my mind. Swear to God.
Oh, I totally believe that.
You just blew my mind. But fishing with Aaron is really cool, and it's exhausting because he's so OCD and he talks to himself, but he'll be up there going, yeah, man, quarter ounce weight. Yeah, man, go to a quarter. Maybe I should go to a 316. I'll be like, what? Oh, no. He's not talking to me. He's talking to himself. Dude is an animal.
Oh,
God,
yeah. I
so
love
cool.
him. He's one of my favorite people. I love being around him, whether we're on the water or just
he's
like,
the best.
at a
Nicest,
meeting.
sweetest
It's
guy.
awesome.
We worked. He's not arrogant at all
not
to
at
be
all.
him, and
Not
he's
at
so
all.
appreciative. Like a lot of guys will come up. You know the guys that'll come up and kind of pick your stuff apart. Oh, this reel. Oh, that looks like that sucks. Or that rod. Or that bait. Why do you throw this? I mean, everybody's got their own stuff, and people like to pick. Aaron's that guy. I would love another guy. I do love Aaron. But I remember being at a Smith Lake Riders event for TH Marine, and Aaron coming up, and I had like this little finesse jig on my front deck, and he's like, dude, he just takes it. I mean, he just looks at it from every angle, and I smashed him on it. I went out with a couple of riders. Jody White was actually in the boat with me when we caught some down there. Shout out to @Jody Blanco, and Big C was in the boat, and we smashed him. And he was so just like, the fishing was really tough, and he didn't catch them. And dude, he just wanted he's just amazed by fishing. It's so much fun talking to Aaron. Now he's liable to be talking about that and be like, hey man, did you ever hear about goats in Oregon and the fact that they love to climb trees? You're like, what? You never know. But Aaron Martin's that's my freaking Luke just called A-Mart sweet. He is sweet. Yeah, he is a sweet guy.
Yeah.
D-Money, sometimes we have feelings on Low Budget Live. This is low budget man crushing on A-Mart. I love A-Mart.
I mean,
I'm glad I don't have to fish against him.
I wish I had like a tenth of his abilities.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could barefoot run like he does.
Yeah.
He's a runner. He just takes off running like Forrest Gump.
Years ago, I used to stay like in my truck at campgrounds and stuff, and I can remember one night, it was like 11:30 at night. I'm sitting on my boat doing tackle, and all of a sudden it's dark. I mean, you can't see anything. There's no lights, and I hear running, and I hear footsteps come by, and I just hear, "Sup, bro?" And like I never saw a person, and then about 10 minutes later, it comes by, "Sup, bro?" And he just kept going. Happened like 4 or 5
Sneaky.
times. Yeah.
Luke likes sweet men. Ronnie Moore. That's why I like you, big guy. That's why I like you. I love Ronnie Moore. He's a sweetheart. Ronnie Moore's a sweetheart. Block Pat Churchman says, ask Sam about fishing with him at Lake of the Ozarks because he says that's a reason you're a pro today.
Yeah. So there's actually a couple of stories that you spurred from all that. He actually had to come bring me a can of diesel. I let my truck run out of diesel.
Remember that, Pat Churchman,
because I parked it downhill and it was messed up. And like I'd only known him for like 2 days and had to call him. I was like 17 or 18. He had to bring me a can of diesel.
Pat Churchman he's a good man. We give Patty a hard time. He's a good man. Josh Butts Fishing says he fell out of the back of Sam's boat at an ABA on Needham Henry.
I totally remember that.
Setting the hook on a fish.
He also not only did that, he showed up with a whole Alabama rig stuck in the middle of his hand.
Oh!
4 o'clock that morning. That's
hey
how
Josh,
I need
to hear that story. We need that. Sam, I've seen this. Kaiser Jonathan says, can you
Oh,
tell
yeah.
Sam I'm here, and will you tell him to tell you about my fundraiser, please?
Yeah, he's a pretty cool little kid. I met him at Douglas Lake. We were staying at the
Okay.
campground. His family lives there, and he came up. You know, he met me and Rick and who else was there? There was 3 or 4 guys staying there, and he messaged me the other day, and he has a fundraiser put together on his Facebook page for him to go to Washington D.C. So
Okay,
I
right on.
donate a little bit.
Right
If you
on.
guys are on here, you know, you can donate a little bit. You know, he needs some help to go.
Kaiser,
So
I got a question for you, big guy. Why are you going to Washington?
I would say
Kane
for a
Simpson
full
says,
field
someone please tell Sam about the fundraiser. Kaiser must have asked about it a couple times before I saw the comment.
trip. Yeah,
That's what Kane's saying. 39,000 on low budget live.
we
right
got
now.
you. Don't
We
worry,
got you,
Jonathan.
Kaiser.
Don't worry, we
Is
got
it Jonathan? I'm calling him
Jonathan
Kaiser.
Kaiser.
Jonathan
It's on his
Kaiser.
Facebook
Why's your
page.
name backwards, sir? Why's your name backwards?
you. It's cool on Instagram.
It's cool.
But we got you. No matter what, we got you. Don't worry
One
about
thing about it, Jonathan, if you don't get the money,
it. Give up. No, we're gonna take care of you. Don't worry.
if the money falls through and you don't make it to Washington D.C., just know you can always give up. Actually, never give up.
Yeah,
never
don't
give
give
up, Jonathan. Never give up. Well, there you go. There you go, Jonathan. I called you Kaiser because it's the first thing on your Insta there. I can't believe I did the give up to Jonathan. I'm sorry. How old is Jonathan?
I'm trying to remember. He's 13 or 14, I believe. He's
13
big
or
into
14.
bass fishing.
I got
He
you.
likes bass
Right on,
fishing a
Jonathan.
lot,
Thanks
wants to
for
fish.
following along. What's up, Joel? Thanks for popping in. Pat Churchman wants to know what boat and motor.
I actually had a good call about that today. My phone rang and said that my Phoenix and Mercury was ready to pick up.
I
So
got you.
once we get the paperwork done, I'll be running that. You know, I've ran a Yamaha for a couple years. I've just always liked them a lot. Never been sponsored by Yamaha.
Just
or
like a
anything.
Yamaha, yeah.
Just
But no
always liked
Yamaha
it.
service crew on the
Yeah,
FLW
exactly.
tour.
So we had to do some planning about that, and you know, I've heard that new Mercury's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to getting my hands on it.
Seems
and
like a good
running
engine.
it.
I'll say this. I won't have one next year.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, I won't have one. Not gonna have the old Mercury and not gonna have the old Yamaha. So, still waiting to do the big reveal on that. You guys.
I mean, there's
Yeah,
not
there's
much
a
else
lot
to
left.
guess
I'm
from.
running a Tohatsu.
Yeah.
A Tohatsu. Because they don't need a service crew, KC says. 6 lived coming in. What's the best rain gear? That's a good question. A lot of people don't spend the money on good rain gear. You're not sponsored by any rain gear company.
No.
I'm not sponsored by any rain gear company. For me, the last couple of years, I've been wearing a gill suit.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah,
I think. Especially
yeah.
like cold weather.
Yeah,
you
and
know.
they make a lightweight one too. That's good. Sims makes some great stuff.
Yeah.
Stormar's making some great stuff. If any of those guys are listening out there, we'll take a sponsorship. We
Both
ain't
of us.
bashful. We'll take some rain suits.
I'll wear anything. if
Shout
it's
out
free.
to Patterson Leith at Sims, our buddy Patterson. But there's all kind of good stuff out there. But I think that's the biggest mistake I see people make. Dude, you can't be uncomfortable out there.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of the co-hangers I would draw, it would just be beaten down and bad, and they got like, a poncho from the
yeah.
gas station. And I'm like, hey, guess what? That's going to suck about 8:15, just in case you're wondering.
I had a guy at Douglas Lake 3 or 4 years ago in March. It rained 3 inches the first day of the tournament and blew 100 miles an hour. It was cold, and he showed up in a poncho and sweatpants. And
Nice.
I had to take him back at 1 o'clock.
Nice.
I thought he was going to die.
Right there. Die right there
It
on the
was
spot.
bad.
Dude, Skylar Hamilton coming in. I don't go when it's raining.
I don't go fun fishing.
I don't
in the
really
rain.
either. I'll be honest. KC, thank you for thanks for bringing it up right here. Low Budget Live brought to you by the fine folks at StarTron, Starbright. KC actually says 3 fingers in your coffee. StarTron. Don't drink it, kids, but you can put it in your weed eater, your old bass boat to keep ethanol punched right in the face. StarTron bringing you some Low Budget Live. The best coal tags are the new TH Marine Conservation coal that are coming that you haven't used yet. We got a new clip. Our original one was kind of difficult to use.
I never had a problem with it. I just thought everybody liked complaining.
I never did either, and that's not like a salesman answer honest to God, but a lot of guys did have problems with them. We got a new clip that's going to be really good and strong, and it's going to be the new ones. Yeah, D Money coming in, the new ones in all caps. Yes, prototype.
I just get excited when I get to Cole.
Yeah, I do too. Who let you two fools have a talk show together? I don't know.
Whoever did it, they weren't smart.
The greatest thing about this is for anybody that doesn't like it, you can just turn it off.
That's right.
Morgan Summers 10. Best spotted bass lures for winter. Ooh.
Well, it depends.
Depends on where you're at, right?
I mean, are we talking Coosa River?
Are we talking about talking about Alabama River?
I mean, really, anywhere is hard to go with like an underspin and stuff. Like, I mean, I've caught them on the Coosa. I've caught them.
Screw that. It's like reeling in a dog turd. I hate everything about a fish head spin, underspin. 6 cents makes a really good one with a screw lock on it.
But so
I don't sling my flukes off when I throw it 3 casts and throw the damn thing down on the floor and pick up something that like I can catch one on. No, I mean, it catches them. Not to interrupt you. This is my show, though.
It's your
show. I hate a fish head spin.
I did my part.
I hate a damn.
I mean, it depends.
It catches them though, dude. They throw. Well, a lot of places they eat it. Smith Lake, Herring Lakes, I think. The deep clear stuff they eat it. For me, man, in the wintertime, when it's right and they're up high in the column, a jerkbait's hard to beat for a big spot. But I'm a shaky head fanatic when it comes to the spotted bass and when it's cold.
I mean, there's really not a spotted bass on this planet that won't bite a shaky head. Like all the guys catching them on
except
like
when I need them
and stuff. Yeah, until tournament Thursdays they don't like it.
Yes.
But, like even at Bullard's Bar and everything, that's how they catch a lot of those big spots. So it's hard to beat.
Yeah, Jody says, "Okay, Luke, don't fish them." If you ever read an article where I say, "Hey guys, this is how I fish an underspin," no, I'm lying. That's some pro fisherman bull crap I'm feeding you.
Call Casey Ashley.
Unless I win a tournament on it, and there's video footage of me taking it out of one's mouth and on camera, I promise you, 41,000 people right now, that I'll show it to the camera and go, by God, I got a bite on a fish head, because it'll be a memorable experience, because I don't catch them on it. Kane Simpson, he says, I got a spoon you'll love. Kane Simpson whacks them on a jigging spoon, man. He's been going live on Instagram, just freaking. I got to meet Kane at the Classic this year, and we talked that deep fishing, and he loves a graph, and he loves him some jigging spoons, and he wrecks them doing
That's
it.
like one of the fastest ways to catch fish.
It's so much fun.
If you find a lot of them, I mean,
that's
bite
a great
it as
winter
fast as you
time.
can drop
I
it.
would say you got to do that for spotted bass if we find them. Six lived says B-Lat's beard is way better. Beard, I will give, like, my beard won the beard war between me and Swindle. B-Lat does have an insane beard. It's beautiful. He also has the cutest son maybe ever.
Another one on the
and
way.
He's got another one any day now.
Yeah.
But Little Brev is truly he's the cutest kid in the world. Darian, I'm really enjoying
advice from Sam.
I'll be honest with you, big guy. I can't argue with that. Sam and I talked about that before we went on. I mean, he said he was getting messages from people telling him he should give me hunting advice.
I'm not a good deer hunter. I just sat in a tree for probably, I don't know, 400 hours in 4 years, and finally the right doe ran by and one followed her.
I don't kill a lot of deer, and I'm honestly, I'm picky. I pass a lot of bucks in Tennessee, but man, I'm telling you, I'm just unlucky. I don't know. I see a lot of deer, and also for the record, in Tennessee, I don't rifle hunt. I just bow hunt for the most part. I'll rifle hunt a couple times. Take my kids rifle hunting, but I don't do the. I don't kill a lot of them, that's for sure. And Sam's been hunting up in Illinois for about 3 years and ain't pulled the old bow back on a buck. So it was time for him to drill one.
Yeah, I kind of lost my pickiness.
Yes, you lose it over time. You did tell me to go to Ohio. You told me that for sure. I mean, for dang sure you told me to come to Ohio, and I'll take you up on that one of these days. Ohio's got monsters. We were talking earlier, Andy Morgan, just to get on a deer hunting rant, Andy Morgan from FLW Tour fame, now Bass Pro Tour, killed a monster in Nebraska.
Mega bass.
But it was in September, but just giants. That's interesting, Jack. Do you prefer the 6 cents per vote jerkbait or the mega bass? Okay, so I got just straight up. I've been with 6 cents for a little over a year now. They make really good stuff. I actually have right here on the table, right there. Yeah, I do. I had them laying here. I was going to talk about the cool new colors, but I have some of the new provokes. The new body style is similar to a 110, the 106X. Dude, I think it just depends. I mean, I've called them on both. Brian the Carpenter checking in from Ike Live fame. But, dude, I've called them on both. I haven't got to throw the new one yet, the new body style. It just depends. Honest to goodness, I think it just totally it depends on the day. A mega bass is clearly the industry standard.
I mean,
has became that kind of out of nowhere. Yeah. But for the last few years, it's the industry standard. There's a lot of good jerkbaits out there, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of them,
and a lot of guys throw some different ones. You know, Lucky Craft forever it was the pointer. Yeah. Everybody's throwing the pointer. In my day, everybody threw a Rogue. You know, we weighted Rogues. Them
Oklahoma boys still throw it.
Oh yeah, and it'll still catch them down here. Trust me, on the Tennessee River. But since then, with technology and weight transfer systems and different things, jerkbaits have came a long way. Cast them further. They do more stuff. So I like both, man. I like both. What pound fluoro? I throw 12 a lot. I throw 12 most of the time on my jerkbaits.
I do 10 and 12, depending on how clear, how cold, how
and
deep.
Where you want to get it. Yeah.
About the only time I really get higher than that is
at a grass say no lake. To drugs. Don't you talk about getting higher?
Oh, that's
right.
You
talk about getting higher on Low Budget Life. This is a family show. That was a dad joke. I've been with Hudson all day. My 11-year-old. I've been just smashing dad jokes all day, and he hates it.
He secretly loves it. Now, about the only time I go any line size higher than 12 is at a Grass Lake, Florida, Gunnersville, anywhere.
Okay, I got you.
I hardly ever go more than 15 though.
I was with Wesley Strader one time, and he just picked up a jerkbait on 20. And here's the interesting thing about it, fluoro. Fluoro absorbs that water and it sinks. And dude, he was getting a mega bass down to the depths. He'd cast out. He just figured this out randomly, and it'll sink. It was.
That sounds exactly
like Wesley. He's like, dude, I got this thing, dude. I got it down there.
And I caught 27 pounds of smallmouth doing it.
Does anybody remember the old Rick Clunn jerkbait with the syringe? Yes, I do. I forget who made that. 48,000 on low budget. So we're doing an hour on Instagram. I want everybody watching it. Hour 2, we're going to do another hour with Sammy. Lots of questions and answer a lot of stuff on YouTube. On YouTube Live. We want to keep going on YouTube. So Darian is in the comments just running, just trucking people.
I will vote for you, Darian. Don't worry.
D-Money is in the comments, and I love it when Darian ggets involved. 1,000%. And one thing about Darian, if he runs somebody off, I gotta say, it was worth it. It was worth it. And if you're trying to win a comment battle with Darian, you should probably give up because he's got a lot of time on his hands tonight. He's battling in the comments, so you are gonna win. So give up. Just give up.
I'm drinking. That's
why. I figured. I wasn't going to point it out. Matt Airy says D-Money, you got Matt Airy's vote.
Somebody wrote on there, for a high school kid fishing wanting to know like what he needs to do it for a living. What do you think?
If he wants to fish,
I'll let you start it.
What he should do for a living? It's tricky. It's tricky.
No.
Oh,
he wants to fish for a living. That's
wants to fish for a living. High school kid. You better learn how to. You better learn how to find them on your own.
Yeah.
That's a problem with high school stuff. A lot of pros get help. It's okay to get help. It's okay to get pointed in the right direction. But I see a lot of high school dads not saying anything about you, big guy, with this 50,000 on low budget life. But you're seeing a lot of people hire folks to take their kids out in these high school deals. It's running rampant around my area for sure. You hear about it a lot. Our area, I should say, Sammy. And you got to learn to pattern fish.
Yeah. That's a big thing.
That's a big thing, and I think there's a big step between one-day tournaments and multi-day tournaments.
Absolutely.
You can get lucky and win a one day. You can get lucky and get a check in a one day. Sometimes you run up on the right thing, but in order to really do it, and the guys that are masters at this, that are consistent, learn how to pattern fish, and they learn how to pattern them quickly, based on the conditions, things they've seen before.
Yeah.
But I would say fish as much as you can in every season. Fish as many different kind of lakes as you're capable of getting to. Don't just get hung up on your home body of water, because chances of a Bassmaster Elite, an FLW Tour, or a Bass Pro Tour coming to your home lake are slim to none. A lot of times, they kind of visit the same venues. So unless you live on one of those. Hey, right there, Jesse Wiggins, catch the snot out of them, and you'll make it to the pros. Jesse Wiggins fishing. That's true. That's what Jesse Wiggins did. Yeah. Jesse Wiggins just caught them everywhere.
I saw
ended up on the elites.
He was looking for a link for the Central Open, so I'm assuming that means that he's fixing to win one on Smith Lake.
Ain't no doubt. Hey, and when I made a post the other day about make spinning rods great again, and my man was one of the first ones.
He's already had them great.
Oh, I know that, but I ain't scared to.
He knows how to catch a spotted bass.
Yeah, he does. Jesse Wiggins is a good dude. Speaking of rods.
Oh yeah.
Segue.
Yeah.
You're joining me on Team Yellow.
Yeah.
Team Skeet.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Skeet.
I about forgot about that announcement.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
I actually got that shipment like 2 days ago.
So the double, you get fishing the double triggers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been playing with them a couple of days. I can't go outside. It's raining. I'm a fair weather fisherman.
It's too cold.
And I don't have my boat yet. So I've been flipping a jig in a cup across my living room.
Playing with it's different. It's cool.
Good.
Once you get used to it, it's a trip. Question right here. Wilson or Pickwick?
Pickwick.
In the spring. Dude, I can go either or. You can catch bigs on both of them. Below Wheeler Dam area on Wilson can be, you can catch an 8-pound largemouth or a 7-pound smallmouth. I mean, truly.
I know what I'm throwing in the spring.
A minnow, because you're a freaking cheater. But, dude, I could go either way. There's so many options on Wilson, even though it's a small lake. It's a super easy lake to pattern fish.
Yeah.
A lot of times when they get on something and you figure it out, you can just run it on the whole lake. Other than the tail race area, it's kind of subjective to.
My problem with that is it's so hard to compete when that's on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's on up there, you can't
beat them.
That's the only thing.
But Pickwick is incredible. Also, because you got the grass, big largemouth.
The grass came back really good this year.
And then you got the big smallmouth. So Pickwick's awesome too, man. Wilson is my favorite lake in the entire country, but it's what I've cut my teeth on and used to spend over 100 days a year on and stuff. And it's the first place my dad ever took me bass fishing. So I always loved Wilson. Kentucky Lake or Cumberland? You've never been to Cumberland. Cumberland in the spring. I got a comment right here that says Kentucky Lake, but Cumberland in the spring. Cumberland's phenomenal. The place
That's what I've heard.
Full of fish, man. Rumor is in the 2020 FLW Tour we're going back, and I hope so. I squeaked out a check there this year, but you just catch so many.
That's what I've heard.
It's when you find them, it's great. Casey Tellis coming in with speaking of rods, Startron, bringing you some low budget live right here. Startron, get you some Startron. Thank you so much, Startron. Y'all need to go to Dale Hollow. I've been to Dale Hollow. It's a great lake. Alton Jones Jr. coming in. This is a star-studded Low Budget Live.
We famous.
We famous. We had John Cox. We've had Matt Airy. We've had Brad Knight. BK. We've had Alton Jones Jr. We've had Skylar Hamilton. Am I missing anybody?
We hadn't had Scott Martin yet.
Scott Martin will never get on here. He doesn't even like me. And I love Scott. I love his hair. I love his eyes.
He has a good flow.
He does have a good flow.
He's like the only person I know that can really and truly pull off a visor.
Yeah, he pulls it off. Scotty Too Hottie. Shout out to Scott Martin. I would love to get Scott on here. Scott's an interesting guy, and he's a hustler, man. Yeah. Scott is a hustler. I would like to pick Scott Martin's brain on Low Budget Live, and in a laid back session like this, be a good time. This is Scott Martin from Skylar's account.
Sneaky.
Well, he's sneaking around.
Sneaky.
If you guys follow my Instagram story closely, you'll remember that Scott, I was catching some when I was down at the beach, and he showed up in a parasail to see where I was catching some. He parasailed right by. He's so sneaky.
He is sneaky.
So sneaky. Who are we randomly calling tonight?
We should try some.
I'm gonna do that right now, and this probably won't work, at all.
His name's Swindle because you sent me his contact.
Yeah,
he's got some picture of him that I've never taken before in my life.
Oh, yeah, I know the picture. He hates it too. Let's see if this happens.
Yes, Alton, and you missed it.
What do you want to bet this doesn't happen? What's the over/under? I texted him and he didn't text me back. He's deer hunting in Illinois.
He's not going to answer.
We don't have very much time left on Low Budget Live, I don't think. We only get an hour. So y'all go to YouTube. Luke Duncan Media on YouTube.
Sam George.
Hey! Gerald Swindle, everybody.
Low Budget Live, I'm in the house. What y'all doing?
What are you doing? I can barely hear him. I don't know what's wrong with the phone. I can barely hear you.
I'm at Sam George's girlfriend's house.
You're at Sam George's girlfriend's house?
That's why she doesn't have good service.
It's so quiet. Are you in a barrel? Gee, are you okay? Are you in a barrel? Because you sound like you're in a barrel.
Am I in a barrel?
Are you in a barrel? Yes.
You better call me right back and see if the barrel breaks.
No, it's just quiet. I don't know why. It's kind of muffled, but I got you a little better now. I got you pushed right up here to the old microphone.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm at Sam George's girlfriend's house.
You're at Sam George's girlfriend's house.
Yes, it's a hidden location. They don't have good phone service. It's underground.
How's the deer hunting going?
Sam George's deep summertime fishing. It's hit or miss.
Sam George's deep summertime fishing?
Yep.
Yeah, hit or miss. I mean, it's really turned out pretty slow in the last couple of days, about like James Watson's love life. Non-existent.
Non-existent love life of James Watson. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is kind of sad. He's worldwide with everything but females.
Well, that's what I want to put on the hat. That's the way you worldwide with sheep. Because I don't know if he got a woman yet.
You don't know if he's got a woman yet?
No, did you?
I think he does. I think he's got a woman. Sherry, right, Sam?
Yeah.
I think he's got a woman. Has Lulu seen any bucks?
Lulu has seen a few bucks. She has not seen a shooter in the woods. But she did tell me tonight that she said we can go home to Alabama and say listen to the deer. And she does not like hunting when it's 14 degrees where this pretty close.
I saw her picture.
How you don't like fishing in the cold?
I saw her picture all bundled up that you took the other day. That was pretty good.
Yep. How about the Tennessee hunting? Is it coming on?
Nah, they're just starting to chase. I've had a few deer here in in my yard chasing some does in the last couple days, but some young bucks. They're starting to get a little froggy.
Well, have you heard anything from Sam about his accident to see if he's okay?
What now? You kind of cut out.
I said, have you heard from Sam George after his accident to see if he's okay? Is he gonna be all right?
Your accident.
I had an accident.
Yeah, he apparently you didn't see that Facebook post of that deer, and I know he hit that thing in the high school. He told that maybe he might have took an injury.
He thinks that you You definitely ran over that deer.
Well, I was driving through the high fence ranch to get to the feeder, and then I hit him.
He hit it on a 4-wheeler in a high fence ranch. Are you with us? I think we lost G. Hang on 2 seconds. I gotta hit that button off. Actually, if you want to, hang on, I'll grab it. No. I'm closer. Low budget live. It's low budget. We're off on Instagram. So hang on. You know what? I'm gonna go back live 2 seconds. Tell everybody we're going to. We got cut off. We got cut off on Low Budget Live. I had to restart things. I don't know what happened. We lost Swindle. That was terrible. We could barely hear the G-Man. He sounded like he was in a barrel. He's got bad service up there in Illinois. All right. Look, everybody popping on here right now. The camera I use to do Instagram, my phone, is about to die. And our plan was to go to YouTube. So if you'll jump over on YouTube, we're going to go, what's up, No Fear? What's up, Ryan? We're going to go to YouTube right now. Go to Luke Duncan Media. Bring it.
Right now.
Bring it. Go to YouTube. We're going to take some questions on YouTube, and we're going to kick it off. Kick it off on the YouTube right now. Low Budget Live. We're going hour number 2 on YouTube. No break.
We don't need no break.
We don't need no stinking break. We're going live hour 2. Hit over to YouTube, Luke Duncan Media, and be sure to subscribe. All right. Thank y'all for watching on Insta. Let's go have fun on YouTube. After dark.
Shark After Dark.
All right. We're back.
How many we got on there now?
We're on the YouTube, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely. Jonathan Kaiser's on here. Jonathan, we got 20,000 on YouTube, and man, the screen got all wonky. There it goes. There's a delay. There's a delay on YouTube, and I'm watching for Sam. Pull out Pinky.
This is G-rated. We can't discuss that.
Yes, let's not do that. Let's not pull out Pinky. So the Swindle call didn't go as planned.
We need to work on our cellular connections.
The tackle trap coming in, no brakes, Luke. That looked like a break. It was not a break. So I got this cool new toy, this new camera, that's a lot of fun, and I can do all kind of crazy stuff. Like look at this, yeah, throwing up a picture right now of Swindle and Sam.
I can't see anything.
You can't see this. This is what you're.
Oh gosh!
It's over Sam's face. I can do that. I watched that. He hunched up behind you.
I mean, they say y'all pose for a picture. I mean, his initial reaction is to man hug you. And,
man hug you.
I mean,
hump
violated.
You were violated. Watch this. I can zoom in on Sammy's face. Look at that, right there. Sammy, give him the Mr. Steal Your Girl look. Sam he also goes by his alias.
SYG.
It's SYG. Steal
Worldwide.
Your Girl. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Sammy, Mr. Steal Your Girl. First time Sammy ever said that, we were like, I looked at him like a puppy. I said, what's that about?
I told it to that guy at the door. I said, you're going to let us in here. Do you know who I am? And he said, no. I said, I'm Mr. Steal Your Girl. Let us in here. Did we get in?
Yeah, we did.
Exactly.
But holy crap. Sam is not like this trash talker at all. And when he said, I'm Mr. Steal Your Girl, it was one of the greatest things in the world. Sam, Alton Jones Jr. popping in wants to know, you should tell the story of how you got a scar on your forehead.
Oh, man. We were talking about that at dinner. So what year was that? Probably 2015. We were at, I don't even know where, Fort Gibson. If you live at Fort Gibson, I'm sorry.
No doubt. There's 7 bass in there, and Tommy Biffle's got them all named.
Yeah, it's a tough one. But anyways, it was basically we'd fished all day. Day one, it was hot. I did not drink enough water, and I woke up in the middle of the night just feeling real sick. I walked out to my boat to get a water. And I'm walking back, and all of a sudden, kind of the lights start getting flashy. Well, next thing I know, I wake up face down on the concrete.
Never good.
Yeah, never good. And so, my initial thought was, is this what it feels like to get robbed by a crackhead? And I stand up, I check my phone, and while it's all there, I'm like,
you just thought you'd been steady hitting the back of the head with a pipe or something.
Man, my face hurts. And I walked in the hotel room, and me and Alton were rooming together at the time, and I walk in the bathroom. I've got a giant hole in my forehead. So I go and wake him up because, I'm like bleeding.
Yeah.
And I'm so confused. I've never been that confused. And I wake him up, and he, opens his eyes, and the first thing he sees is, there's blood pouring out of my skull. And so he's freaking out. We don't know what happened. And he had to drive me like 45 minutes to the hospital.
Day before the tournament, too, right?
It was after day one.
After day one.
It was the night of day one. So he didn't get to sleep. We didn't get back to like 4:30, and I had to get like 6 stitches in my forehead. And,
that's pretty fantastic, Sam.
I still have a scar from it. It was good.
There's actually a picture of that on Alton's Twitter.
All you have to do, just Google Sam George fishing, and it's like the 3rd picture that
For
comes
real?
up. Oh, I get
the hospital bed or whatever?
Yeah, I get asked about it all the time.
When you were laying in that parking lot and you thought a homeless guy had hit you, did you want to give up?
Yep.
Did you, when you woke up the next morning and it was day 2 and you had a scar on your head and you were hurting and you're like, God, I got to go fishing today. Did you ever think about give up?
Oh, I did. I didn't go fishing day 2.
That's right. You didn't.
I came home.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all, Sammy. I don't. I really, really, really don't.
Oh, it was a good one though.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a story that I'll never forget when that happened. Because I remember it popped up like you zeroed day 2, and I'm like, what? And then you're like, yeah, I almost died. It was crazy.
Oh, I thought I didn't know what was wrong with me. I never passed out before.
That's a trip.
He was driving me to the hospital. I was like, oh, they're gonna find a brain tumor and I'm gonna die. I thought I was on like the edge of death. Yeah,
edge.
It was like the most confusing like state of mind I've ever been in.
So, did D Money not make the transfer to YouTube? I'm not sure. So we got my buddy KC Tellis listens to LBL a lot, follows along in the Luke Duncan insanity. He hit me up with a question, and Sammy, I text it to you. I'm going to go through your text messages because I can. That's weird. But he said, a scenario, shallow in the sticks, cloudy day, I started slowing down, catching more on a chatterbait. What's my setup? He started using a 5-6-1 to slow himself down. Not a bad idea when it's colder. But he's asking what's your chatterbait setup? You may not know your new one yet.
I hadn't got that dialed in yet.
Yeah, it's the spinnerbait rod. It's the Skeet Reef spinnerbait rod. But it's like a medium action with a little bit more backbone than that. It's hard to describe really. But I'm 6'3" to 1. I'm not a big 7.0 whatever on a chatterbait. Which a lot of guys just throw 7s on everything now, I feel like. But I like a 6'3" for that. And he's saying cloudy day. I really don't know why slowing down on a cloudy day. A lot of times on a cloudy day they get more aggressive, I feel like. But yeah, that's my setup. I do like a fast tip. You want to know fast tip or moderate tip? I like a fast tip.
Is he wanting to know how to slow the bait down?
No,
even more?
he's already catching them. He says medium or medium heavy rod. Definitely a medium for me. Fast tip or moderate tip.
Yeah, you want that load on a chatterbait.
I like a fast tip.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and that's for KC. We answered that. You got some questions on your Insta.
Yeah,
for
they're
us.
on the phone you're holding.
They're on the phone. Here, go ahead and get us some questions going. Sam got some questions sent to him. We got 23,000 on YouTube right now. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'll throw this at you. I've got something really cool I'm working on for 2019, and it's going to be on here. And I'll give you that nugget. And I'm working hard at putting it together, and if it goes like I want it to go, I think it's going to be something that people are going to enjoy. And but it's going to be YouTube and Facebook, and FLW will be sharing it as well. And so subscribe. I'll make an announcement in December about what it is. But just,
are you going to announce it right here?
Yeah, it'll be on low budget for sure.
Can
the
I
announcement.
come to that one too?
Yeah, you can come to that one.
I'm coming too.
But just know that I appreciate everybody that follows everything, and I know we all promote like crazy and throw stuff at you. And Instagram is my biggest platform, but and I don't want to be a YouTuber. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber, but it's a great place to share video and things like that. Obviously, that was the dumbest thing I've ever said. It's a great place to share video. Oh, this YouTube's really I think it's going to take off. I sound like an 80-year-old man. But no, it's just you can't share full videos on Instagram. And so if you don't mind, follow along.
Yeah.
Follow along on YouTube. So something cool coming. Got a question here. Bill Taylor special on LBL in 2019. I promise you, I'll make the LBL fans and listeners and supporters a promise. I will do a low budget live with Bill Taylor. It'll happen.
You have to.
And Bill's good to go. Like, he'll do it. He loves that kind of stuff. So Bill Taylor in 2019, he will be on LBL. I will make that happen.
Good.
I will make that happen. Definitely. So there you go. Bill Taylor special. I've got a question here from Karsten Rainey Fishing. Karsten sends me we talk. Me and Karsten talk. Sends me some cool questions. Cool questions there on the on the IG, on the Insta. Wants to know if I'll be fishing any Costa series. I'm not currently signed up for any Costas, but I will say, if I do, and I just got to see how things shake out, I signed up this year and I had to bail because of a deal I had with TH Marine that I had to be at. I had to miss the first one, but the Northern Costas, they're going to the Potomac River, which I'm kind of on the fence with that place. They can have the damn Potomac. I caught them there once as a co-angler, but then last time I was there as a boater.
I've been at the James.
It's loaded with fish. I just hate. It's just one gigantic community hole. It drives me crazy. There's no way. Like when you try to go do something different, you're not going to get a bite. Like you just got to go get in the middle of everybody. I hate.
It's like
that.
Summertime on the Tennessee River.
Yeah. You can't fight it. But the Northern Coast is Carson. If I do end up getting the fish, that schedule's juicy. Other than the Potomac, but and the championship next year is on Cumberland in the fall, which would be interesting. Those Highland Lakes get tough in the fall.
Just
it's full of fish,
bit.
just a little tough. Sam, question popping up. Who will you room with next year?
It's kind of undecided a little bit of everybody. Hopefully you some.
Yeah, we're going to mix it up.
John Canada, maybe
John
maybe
qualified.
Brad a little bit, maybe Brad Knight.
Well, you'll have to snuggle with him in his camper because he's got that Lance camper.
He talked like he might not have it part of the year next year.
Oh, really?
So we'll see.
Okay.
But
I think that the camping thing's really cool, by the way. But yeah, we're definitely going to room together. Some for sure, and stay around each other even if we can't. be in the same place.
I already booked my places. Did you?
All of them?
No, not all.
No,
of them.
I ain't got all of them. Seminole's a wreck, man, because they got hit by that. They got hit by that hurricane, and a lot of the places, the lodges and stuff, like no bueno.
What did it do to the lake? Does anybody
I heard
know?
it ripped out all the hydrilla, like legit. J. Todd Tucker told me, like, it's
perfect.
Yeah, great, great. A grass lake with no grass, perfect.
Hashtag Wheeler.
Yeah, exactly. No, J. Todd Tucker told me that like it actually ripped out so much hydrilla and it pushed it up in some canals. Like the Corps of Engineers was having to had to come in, and we're having to come in and get it out. He said it was really bad and in the Flint River and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know 1,000% but I've seen some guys post about it that it's bad, and I know all the pine trees around there look like they got snapped.
Toothpicks.
Yeah, and I'm wondering about that standing timber in the lake. You think about that? There's a ton of timber in Seminole. Like, did a lot of it break off? I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I've only been there once. It was a couple years ago.
Me
in
too.
The fall.
Yeah, I've been there in the fall, and it's brutal.
Yeah. I had like one bite over like 2 pounds. And
I miss making
all a 9.5 pounder.
Really?
Yeah, it was like one bite on a hydrilla flat. Never had another bite.
I miss making the All-American there as a co-angler when I was 16 years old by two places. Yeah, one big bass in that one, but at 17. But it's a rough fishery in the fall. Full of dang big ones, though.
Yeah,
it's got big ones.
I think
we'll catch them.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be.
Somebody will have a 10-pounder.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. But we're gonna mix it up. I'm gonna stay with Todd Castledine and Russell Cecil some. Fat Todd. I'm gonna get in there with Fat Todd.
What's the story behind that?
The story behind Fat Todd is one of the most physically fit human beings that we've ever seen. So me and D Money decided to just call him fat all the time and fat shame him, and he likes it. You know, he's got like a 13-pack of abs. You know, it's ridiculous.
When he stayed with Darian, all I saw was
Fat Todd. Yeah,
he's eating Oreos.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe something.
He really eats healthy and such a good dude and a stone cold killer on the water. But yeah, we call him Fat Todd. We actually started it. We were at a Costa event down at Daytona, and D Money was with me and Big C. We were down there, and D Money likes to drink sissy drinks.
Yeah,
and I'm down with it. Whatever, it's cool. My wife makes me a pineapple teeny every now and then. Shout out to Marissa D, and they're delicious, and that's a girly drink. So I have no problem with that. I like my Jack and Coke, or straight Jackie D. But truly, I'll throw down on a sissy drink every now and then. But he likes cranberry and vodka, and Todd was just like, he didn't know him. We didn't, neither one of us. I mean, we knew him, but not really well. But we got to spend a week together, a few days together, and truly, he just got on Darian. Just hardcore at dinner one night about these drinks, and Darian's going back at him, and he actually made a post about Darian, and so Darian's like, fatty. So we started just calling him fat the rest of the week. Hey, fatty. And he is truly the most physically fit human. I'm super jealous.
I'm kind of scared about that Rayburn tournament with him.
Yeah, and you better be scared about Cecil. There's several guys that are in the tour that, I mean, Clark Ream, guides there every day. He'll be tough. Andrew Upshaw does well.
I thought Clark was going to the elites.
I didn't see his name on the list.
I'm pretty sure I saw it.
For real?
We'll Google it.
Get out that Elite Series roster, because I don't know.
Google.
No Fear Fishing coming in. Throw you a half-ounce rooster tail, guaranteed 10-pounder.
That's usually how they get caught.
Clark went to the elites.
I'm pretty sure.
I didn't see his name on the list. I don't remember.
Did you say Clark Ream?
Clark Ream. Clark Windlet
I thought we were
left.
talking about
No, Clark
Windlet.
Ream's fishing the tour.
Sorry.
Has for a long time.
Sorry.
Yeah. He'll crush them at Rayburn. He'll catch them big.
Absolutely.
I'm scared of that tournament. Just full disclosure, all the way around.
Time of year.
Cold water grass fishing is just not my deal, and that's gonna be what you're gonna be doing there. There'll be some deep dragon stuff going on too, maybe. But Castledine, Fat Todd, and Russell Cecil are two of the best fishermen that have ever lived around that part of the world. They said if there are 2 weeks of the year that you would not schedule a tournament on Rayburn, that would be it. But Todd's been smashing them the last couple weeks. He filmed a show with Zona last week, and it was funny. He said they're biting really good, and they'll bite for the next 57 days. That's right up till practice starts. Oh, yeah. He had it down to the day, but I don't know, man. I think that it could be interesting. Yeah. Have you ever fished Rayburn?
Nope.
So big. Yeah. Gosh, so big.
I'll probably go look at it before we go off limit.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going back out. I'm also thinking about going to Toho in December just for fun. I hadn't been there. I've been there a few times. I haven't been there as a boater. Yeah, I've been with people, just fun fishing, and then I've been as a co-angler. I cut a check there as a co-angler, and I know what'll be going on. I know the areas and stuff, but I want to go down there and poke around, see what the grass is like, and if it's cold here. And it's during my kids' Christmas break. I might slide down there with the boys in the new Danger Ranger. And
when's yours going to be ready?
It's ready. It's sitting at the dealership right now. I've been waiting on electronics from #Garmin Fish Hunt, and they're supposed to go out this week. So sweet. We got everything dialed in and signed with Garmin again, and they're coming. And that's all I'm waiting on. Everything else is there, and they're going to rig the boat for me at C&O Marine. John Kazi and the boys up in White Bluff, Tennessee. Been working with those guys this year for the first time, and Ranger hooked me up with those guys, and they're just they're amazing. So I actually talked to John today, and they're gonna rig the boat as soon as everything's there, because they don't want to pull it, put it out. But, yeah. But he called me today. He's like, "Hey, need your stuff." He's got hey, we got a lot of boats stacking up, and they do, they rig a lot of pros boats up there, and a lot of guys are getting new boats this time of year, to get ready for the spring. I just think that it's gonna be an interesting year, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. It's gonna be a lot of big weight kind of tournaments. I think shouldn't say that. Potentially, because every time you look at a schedule, it's always different than you think it's going to be.
Absolutely.
Any preconceived notions that you have normally get smashed. Like Cumberland this year, for example, was in April. It was a week or 2 weeks later than we were there last year. Yeah. And I was like, oh, baby, they're going to be on the bed. And because of weather and everything, they were further behind than when we were there last year. Yeah. It was crazy.
It's wild how that happens.
Yeah, it is. And so you can't go by, look down and go, oh, April 1, your eyes get big. Oh, they're going to be on the bed there. Nah, you don't know.
We'll just say there's potential.
Oh, yeah, there's potential.
If the stars align with weather, moon, everything. Yeah. I mean, there could be some pretty solid waves.
They're going to they're going to be some big bags caught at Rayburn.
Yeah.
But I think overall it could be tough. If they're in a warming trend, I think we could smash them. February at Toho, you've been to Toho many times. It's very conditional.
Feast or famine.
Feast or famine.
Places.
Any Florida place.
Strains.
And I like Florida. I've done well in Florida. I like Florida, except for the Harris chain. Harris chain can just fall off the map for all I care.
Yeah. Agreed.
I've heard a rumor they may go back there in 2020, and I'm ready.
I'll be down
for
there
revenge.
For the Eastern Open.
Yeah. Oh, so you're going to fish Bass Opens too this year?
Just the Easterns.
Just the Easterns. Okay.
Because now that they're bringing back the
win and you're in. Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, I'm a bucket list kind of person. I'd want to fish a classic one day.
Oh, you got to fish. Yeah. Me too. I thought about I was going to fish the Centrals, but Smith is somewhere I really enjoy fishing, but I know Wiggins will win it, so I'm just not even going to go.
Fishing for second.
Fishing for second.
If his brother's fishing, you're fishing for third.
That's exactly right. Definitely the case.
Which one are you looking forward to the most out of all of them?
I mean, Champlain's that's an easy answer just because it's fun. Yeah, and kind of later too, like last week of June. So could be
maybe some deeper ones. Maybe.
Yeah, depending on the winter they have, depending on how late the spring is. Normally around Father's Day, that's when I was there before. That's when Acosta was there. It's a lot of betters.
Yeah.
We might miss that a little bit being close to July. There might be a few stragglers left, but I think it'll be could be posties, and it could get
weird.
Weird, not tough.
Champlain wise,
it's hard to say Champlain tough because you'll catch a
Jody
blue
would
million.
Know about that
no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. But And I've never been there that time. I sight fished last time I was there. So, but I mean, you look forward to that one because going up north is just fun. And I think I'm going to make a trip of it and probably go to Thousand Islands on my way. I did that last time. It's just fun.
Yeah.
But for me, and I don't know that you'll hear a lot of guys say this. I mean, Chick, obviously.
Yeah.
First week of May, yeah, I'm kind of giddy about that. I think that could be.
Yeah.
I think that could be kind of fun, if everything lines up. I should, but dude, I'm looking forward to Cherokee. I've never seen it. I've never been on it. I think the feed just got screwed up because I got a phone call. Forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Craziness, but Cherokee is that. I like that April time frame. And I just feel like it could be a really cool tournament. I feel like it could be a late pre-spawn, spawn event.
You'll see a lot of stuff like develop.
Yeah,
during
could be.
That week,
could be.
Potentially.
And it could be a hardcore spawn tournament. Who knows?
Yeah. Or it could be totally reversed.
Yeah,
it could be
2
inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah,
maybe.
Up there in those mountains, you don't know. So that one's cool. That one intrigues me a little bit. We haven't had. I talked to somebody about this the other day on tour in my 3 full years out there as a pro. We have not had a full out spawn tournament.
Yeah.
And I love to sight fish, and I know you do too. Hartwell in 2016, my rookie year, was just balls to the wall sight fishing. It was freaking awesome. It was like the week that they moved up, and it was just there's one. Yeah. Had dots on my on my GPS. It was just like they were just everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you missed it, and you're out there dragging around in deep water, you're like, I don't know where they went. And I'm up there like, and everybody else says John Cox won that one. But
imagine that.
Imagine that.
He won the only other sight fishing tournament I've been in, like wide open.
Just sight fish.
That was the deal.
Chick, right?
Was Chickamauga, and John Cox won that one too.
He's as good as it gets. He's as good as it gets. But I'm hoping for one. Seminole, maybe. I feel like depending on weather, if it's one. I'm afraid it may be late.
Yeah.
Because I mean they'll go on the bed there in February sometimes, but could be some postmark, could be some fry garter catching. But anytime I can use my eyes, I enjoy that. Very. Old floaty.
Sneaky.
Oh, floaty. Old floaty's gonna catch a couple this year.
I ain't never caught nothing on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Old floaty's gonna catch a few this year.
I'll just follow you and see where I'm supposed to throw it.
Yeah. Old floaty's gonna catch a few this year, but I don't know. Rayburn's intimidating. It's scary.
That one scares me.
The weather could be a gigantic factor there. It gets so rough, man. We could have a canceled day or two, truly, because where we're going out of, down by the dam at Humphreys Pavilion, when it blows out of the north, it's just nothing but gigantic water.
Yeah.
And I don't know that they'll let us go. And if you're making a run up the lake, which a lot of people will be, dude, it's just, man, it comes right down the pipe.
Yeah.
It comes right down the pipe. And those folks that live out there are probably going, freaking
that one
sissy.
That one scares me in the fact that, that's kind of the first one of the year, especially like your first year.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'd feel a lot better if it was on somewhere, you've been before, been confident about. But
and it's hard for me to say that because I gripe so much about, I don't want to go to Okeechobee first. We all say that. You want to mix it up, but like last year when we started at Guntersville in February, I was like, this sucks. Maybe I want to be in Florida because it's warm. But that was a cold weather grass tournament. I should have caught him a little bit better in that one than I did, but I had some motor trouble the first day that really cost me, and I caught him a little bit better the second day, but just barely missed a check. But anyways, Rayburn's a wild card. Yeah. And I love the lake. I fished it several times, and I think it's super cool.
I think honestly with that one, you'll see some big weights, but I think the guys that have big weights, they're not going to get a lot of bites.
That's
anytime.
But I think
Texas, cold water, anytime.
Yeah, those fish,
but they'll be big ones.
And they're Florida strains.
Yeah,
they don't like the cold.
Yeah, kind of like me.
Yeah, me too. I bought a heated jacket though last year.
You need some heated boots now.
He has no doubt about it. Yeah, the heated jacket's legit, so I'm ready for that one. All right, we got some we got some questions coming in here. A little off subject, but being a Tennessee guy, how do you think the 2019 Classic will turn out on the Tennessee River in March? It's going to be a cool one, man. I'm pretty fired up for that.
It will.
It's going to be an interesting Classic for a lot of reasons, obviously, because it's going to be the last Classic for a lot of guys. Could be if they don't fish the opens or, something doesn't change and they go back to the elites at some point. We'll see how all this game shakes out.
There's no telling.
Dude, I love March on the Tennessee River. It's killer. And that up there, it could be the first Classic to really be dominated by smallmouth.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like swim baits. Basically, however Ott Defoe decides to win it.
Exactly.
Well, I'll throw another one out there, though. Our boy W made it.
Yeah.
You better watch Strader in March on the Tennessee River.
Yeah.
But Ott, he knows that stretch of water.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty daggum good. But it's going to be really, 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 really cool. I'm pumped about it.
I think, everything from being in Knoxville
it's going to be cool, man.
It'll be good.
Go Vols, by the way, if you're a Kentucky fan. Go Vols. I don't think it'll be won't be a big weight event.
No, I don't think so.
18 mate.
I've never been there. I don't know.
17, 18 a day. It won't be like a 20-pound a day deal. Probably they don't catch a lot of big bags up there. You'll probably see like a 21 get weighed, but then backed up with a couple.
It's at the end of March, isn't it?
No, middle of March. Dead middle, man. I think they'll catch them, dude. Yeah. I think it's gonna be really, really good. Is it Fort Loudon and Tellico? I'm not sure. Jody White popping in, all in on Wesley. What happened to the questions we submitted on Sam's IG? Kane, I got ADD. Oh. We'll pull them back up. For sure. I say it all the time, but it's time for a major event on Santee. Yeah, there hasn't been one since the early 2000s. Preston Clark won one down there, Elite Series. Zell Rowland won one down there. I fished a Costa there one time. That place is another intimidating body of water. Super, super, super cool.
Kane asked, what are your plans in the fishing industry and where would you like to...
Get in that mic a little bit more there, Sam. Yeah, you're a lot more buttery now.
More gooder. Mm-hmm. What are your plans in the fishing industry and where would you like to see yourself one day?
My plan is the tour, obviously, not just next year, but for the future too. Yeah. And FLW... they really made me feel when I talked to them that I wasn't going anywhere. And this is not I didn't get invited to the Bass Pro Tour. I did talk to some people from Bassmaster, asking if I had interest in that, but not an official invite.
Yeah.
And I would have had to think about it pretty hard because of the Classic. But the people at FLW have been absolutely first class to me since I fished Co-Angler, and they run a really, really good tournament, and they're steady Eddie, man. Like, they got the BFLs and they got the Costas, and they just do their thing. They don't really worry about what's going on in the industry all the time, and sometimes that's kind of frustrating. But the anglers spoke up about some changes they made in the payout. They absolutely met us in the middle and did what we asked. And the same with the co-angler situation. We're going to have marshals. I want to be there, but where I want to be for a career goal is I want to be more consistent, man. I was talking to Justin Atkins on the phone today. I want to be a guy that's either really close to a check or straight getting a check all the time, and that means you're making cups. But ultimately it drives me crazy. And it's tough, man. It's so tough. But I want to win.
Yeah.
I want a win and I'm jealous of the guys that I see come in their first couple of years because, dude, I mean, it's no secret, especially my second year on tour, I struggled. I've never finished out of the top 100 in points to requalify or anything like that, but my best year points-wise was my rookie year, and I've just got to avoid having a couple not mediocre time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you got to get out of the hundreds.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of those this year, and I had a couple of those last year, and I had one of those my rookie year. You got to avoid those.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just can't help it.
Yeah.
But I want top 10s, and I want to win bad. But the win is a thing. But man, I want to make the Forest Wood Cup, and I want to win the Forest Wood Cup. But just to be more competitive, and to, this is going to be cheesy, but to help grow the sport too, man, with young folks. And that's what I'm talking about on YouTube that I want to do next year, is going to be kind of part of that is I want to show the lifestyle, and I want to show what goes on, and I want to show people that it's not easy, and I want to show people that it's great, and I want to show people that some days it freaking sucks.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of those. Yeah, there's plenty of those days, and but that's where I want to be. That's a rambling answer, but man, I want to win bad. My wife and family will tell you, like,
the closer you get, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and I've not, I'm not, obviously I'm not one of those guys that's been right there and like, oh, just missed it. But I've had so many tournaments. Lanier this year was one of them that leaving practice, I was like, I got a chance.
Yeah.
And the first day, I catch 11 pounds. And I'm like, what in the hell, man? I hadn't had less than like 16, 17 every day for 3 days running the same pattern all over the lake, run the same deal the next day and catch almost 17. I'm like, God. But I just didn't get a big bite, and it's just like, you go.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
You're like, why?
Oh, yeah.
Why, man? And it's frustrating, but when that day one where you catch 11 turns into 18, then boom, you're right there or whatever. And so I've just had those tournaments coming out of practice where I'm like, you know what, I had one at Harris Chain last year, and I didn't do worth a crap. Well, I finished like in the 60s, but didn't get a check, whatever. And I'm like, I got a chance. I couldn't sleep at night. I was telling Wesley, I'm like, dude, like, I figured something out. Like, I'm catching big uns. Completely changed.
Yeah.
So, but to this question, what are your long-term goals?
I mean, like everybody, I'd love to win one. I'd love to win a tour event. I'd love to win a cup. I'd love to win a classic. I'm kind of.
We're all dreamers.
I mean, I'm still a kid that has big dreams, and you're the same.
And you got
way.
a long time to do it.
Yeah,
just like I do. I'm 35, older than you, but we got time.
Oh yeah. We got plenty of time. You're going to be the Ricky Clun. You're going to be like 75 years old.
Ricky Clun.
Oh, Ricky.
I hope I can ever catch him a quarter as good as Mr. Clun's.
Oh, yeah. But, no, I mean the same deal. One of my favorite things about doing this, and especially now that, going to a tour level event, I've really enjoyed, like, reaching younger fans and stuff. It's so cool to me when you have simple things happen, like, you're eating lunch and, a kid that follows you, wants an autograph, things like that. And
oh, dude, it means so much.
Because to me, I was that same kid that, every day after school, I rushed home and went fishing at my creek or ponds around town. So, but, to win a cup, definitely qualify, hopefully next year, I hope. But kind of like
Rookie of the Year next year.
Yeah, that would be a good goal.
Rookie of the Year.
I hope. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of good fishermen.
There's a lot of good guys coming in.
Yeah, there's a lot of good guys coming in. A lot of guys already there. I mean, it's definitely not going to be. No. It's going to be the furthest thing from easy.
We lost some meat, but we got a lot more of it left. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
The guys on tour that scare you and what you'll not scare you, but that you'll find out are the guys you're like, who the hell is this guy? Because they're not on Instagram like us, like, all the time. They're dudes that are just like, I like to fish. And they just smash. Yep. There are so many. I mean, truly, I'm not making fun. Like, they're guys that they fish the tour. They want to fish professionally. They don't care about lights, camera, action. They don't care about promoting sponsors. They don't have sponsors. They're out there just doing it, trying to win as much as they can. They're quiet and dig a smash.
The quietest guys in the room. Your Jordan Lees that sit in the back, lay real low.
That's
those
right.
are the scary ones.
Yeah, those are the scary ones. There's a lot of them on tour, man. There's so many of them. So, no fear fishing. Ryan had a question. He's trying to decide if he wants to fish BFL it up, or Fishers of Men. I grew up fishing the Fishers of Men trail. Had a lot of success there with my dad, and for years, and loved it.
I was a legacy baby.
Yeah, you too. The only thing I'll say about that, man, is it's two totally different deals, because a team deal is so different than a BFL. Yeah. Whether you fish boater or co-angler in a BFL, it's just so different because it's all on you.
I've had a lot of days like fishing opens where your co-angler will catch one and you'll catch one. Like if you could put your bag together, it'd blow away what's leading.
Oh yeah, of course.
And with a team deal, you can add them.
You have that opportunity.
But like you got two guys making decisions and stuff, and you feel comfortable being like, hey man, maybe you should drag a jig while I throw a buzzbait down this bank.
That's right.
And when you're in that BFL setting, it's kind of all on you. And I mean, through the BFLs, if you have a good year, you can get to the All-American.
Oh, which is one of them. I would love to qualify for the All-American. Yeah. I would love it. I will say this: the BFLs are ran so well. Yeah. I fished one this fall and I was blown away. I was like, this is like a freaking tour tournament. Yeah. Smooth, man. They do a killer job. Also, the BFLs brought to you by hashtag TH Marine Team. TH Marine BFLs. Which is such an honor for TH.
Which I never really fished any BFLs, just simply because the closest one to me was the Choo Choo division, and that's an hour and a half, 2 hours from my house. But I fished the weekend series when it was still around. The Bassmaster weekend series,
which you could get to the classic from.
Did well in those, and it kind of opened some doors as well. So which is, what is that now? The ABAs.
It's not no longer associated with bass, which is because they really don't have that weekend level other than the Federation, which is Federation's an awesome deal. Which I just had the championship down on Pickwick, and 3 guys made the classic from it. But it's they don't have that weekend thing, and that's one thing that I feel like FLW really has over bass. Is the BFLs are so strong.
We got a text from Jordan Lee. Nice shout out. I'm always watching. Love you, bro. There's so much bro love tonight.
Yeah, well, dude, Joe Lee is
he's the man.
He's truly he's an inspiration.
Oh yeah. He is honestly one of my favorite people. Yeah. He's so humble.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
2 classics, hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And we'll probably
just got married too.
And I think a lot of Jordan. So shout out to Joe Lee. Can you be a co-angler? Question popping up. Can you be a co-angler in the Costa Championship? Yes, you can.
Yep.
Costa's BFLs and Costas have co-anglers, and you can absolutely, if you finish on the top 40, I believe, of your division in the Costas, you make the Costa Championship. And they give away, the Costa dude on the co-angler side, you win a boat. Win some good coins. So if you don't have a boat and you want to fish some different lakes that more regional, really national, I guess, they have regions close to you, divisions, the southeast, northern, central. They have like a southwestern, I think, that's mainly Texas lakes. Mm-hmm. But if you want to kind of get outside of your comfort zone and travel around, you'll meet a lot of people. And a lot of them go to really good lakes, man. If you want to learn, you're going to. And the thing about the Costas, it's like the Bass Opens. It's cool. I think they're harder to win than a tour event or an elite.
Yeah.
Because ton of locals.
Oh yeah.
Ton of locals. But then you get a ton of FLW Tour and Bassmaster Elite guys that fish Costas and the Opens. They're hard to win, man. The competition's stacked up.
They are
stacked up. Big time. Super stacked up. But absolutely co-anglers. I could not, and when we lost co-anglers on tour, it was weird because I came from that, and a lot of guys came from that on tour, qualified and did well. But I could not suggest co-angler fishing more. I did it in the BFLs when I was a kid, and learned so freaking much for a year or so. I did that. Maybe 2 seasons. I can't remember. I think it was 2 seasons as a kid, 16 and 17. I was super young. You had to be 16. I wanted to do it before, but it was really when it used to be boater draw.
Yeah.
And then it went boater co-angler when I was 16, and my dad fished as a boater, and we got to practice together. It was really cool, but I'll never, that was so valuable.
The co-angler thing, I mean, man, it's such a good way to go. Like if you don't have a boat or, whatever the situation is, if you just don't have time, it's still a good way you can compete.
You're not comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're trying to hone your skills.
I mean, I've had buddies of mine that normally fish the pro side that have jumped on the co-angler side to go to a lake they've never been to, and I actually had Jamie Hartman as my co-angler in 2014 at Champlain on day 2, and we mashed them together.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It was fun. And so,
That's crazy.
He was my day 2 co-angler in 14 up there. So, I mean, and I was actually reading Stetson Blaylock's Bassmaster blog today, and he was talking. I just noticed where he said like Justin Lucas was his co-angler at some tournament.
Oh yeah, Justin, Matt Airy came up through the co-angler side. Scott Martin came up through the co-angler side.
It's one of the
all
best
had
ways.
Success.
It opens a lot of doors, and I mean, you can make some money. You won that.
Oh yeah, man, that 20,000 was very important at that time in my life. Trust me.
It helps making that leap when you get a big check like that or something. You see a lot of stories of guys like winning a boat or something.
I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be doing it as a pro had that not happened.
Yeah.
And it changed. A lot of people don't know, but I got out of fishing for a few years. I was playing music a lot, and I actually didn't have a boat.
Rock starring.
Yeah, and oh yeah. But I got out of big tournaments. I still fished a ton, but not competitively, and I kind of inched back in like 2013. Fished a couple BFLs as a tour events as a co. Got a check in one, didn't in another. Took 14 off. I actually got a divorce around that time.
Those are always fun.
Those are fun. And so 2014, I didn't. I was kind of getting life together. And so in 15, when TH Marine gave me the opportunity to fish as a co-angler, and I got to fish every one of them, I honestly was going to give it 2 years. I told my wife, I said, I'm gonna give it. I got remarried. Obviously. And Marissa really pushed me to like chase it again. And I told TH, you're gonna create a monster with this.
Oh yeah.
And I was fortunate enough, out of 6 events, I got a check in 5 out of 6 and won one, and made the Forest Wood Cup as last year that co's could fish the cup, and wasn't really gonna make the leap, but Ranger stepped up and helped me out with a boat, and a few other people that I'd known in the industry stepped up and helped me out, and the cup was going to be on Wheeler, and they had a tournament on Pickwick and a tournament on Kentucky Lake, and so I swung big, man. And but without co-angler, I wouldn't be here. So, Jody White popped up here with a question. Jody Blanco, Jody said Jody won out of the back of the boat, Smith Lake Bassmaster Open. Jody says, are either of y'all going to have practice partners next year because you can still fish with family per the rules?
Your
dad or brother going to get to come?
I might, if I go scout a couple lakes before, I might take my brother or something, or my dad.
Your brother loves it.
Yeah.
He loves to fish.
He likes it. He's into more fly fishing and stuff.
Yeah. So he's not as hardcore as you, but he likes it. He likes hunting.
Fishing.
Yeah. My brother is obsessed with it. He loves it. He just works a hell of a lot. I would love for him to be able to come and practice with me for 3 days. And, somewhere like Chick that's close to home, he might be able to sneak away a day. I love fishing with my dad. I got to practice with my dad at Pickwick my rookie year, and that was pretty special, fishing on one of our home lakes my rookie year on tour. And it's just kind of like getting ready for a big event. You just growing up fishing with your dad. And then it turned into that. It was kind of cool. Just kind of like, all right, this is pretty awesome. But I don't know, Jody, if Marty will pop up a couple times maybe to fish with me. I'd like for him to come to Champlain or something. You know what I mean? Somewhere where it's a lot of fun.
I'll probably on that one, you don't know. I mean, I might go up, beforehand, practice and fly home. Might take brother or dad or something. So You never know.
Oh, I just that's going to be different because I had a co-angler, Michael Brewer, practice with me a good bit this year, a couple times last year, and I've had other guys hop in and out over the years, and I like having somebody. Obviously, I like to talk, and I like having somebody in the boat. You know, and having another rod is in the boat's cool. So that'll change things a little bit
For sure.
Luke, how do I get a boat sponsor with no fans to fish professionally? Kane, I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight up with you on YouTube. With what you're doing out there, man, social media wise, and you're killing it.
And videos.
You don't have to be a professional fisherman to get into the side of the business with sponsors at all, I don't think. And I think the YouTubers have proven that, and I think social media influence have proven that. You can freaking catch them. You put up a lot of good stuff, man. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could, can't tell you how to go about it. Honestly, really starts at a boat dealer level, and you got to kind of get, weed in there. But yeah, that's it can happen.
Oh yeah.
It can happen for sure. Y'all ought to call Joe Lee. I'm going to do one better than that. I'm not going to call Joe. My phone connection deal was kind of weird tonight when we called Swindle. I don't know what was going on with that. But here's what I'm going to do. In the next few weeks during the off season, before Christmas, my goal is to go to Guntersville and set up at Swindle's place and have Joe and Swindle on a low budget live. So I'll do that.
Can we go fishing too?
Yeah, we can go fishing too.
I'm not driving that far.
Yeah, and not fishing. But have D Money. D Money lives over there. Guntersville's a cool place. But set up at Swindle's and do a low budget with those guys. Be fun. Cool. Swindle wants to do it. We just, G's like me. He's gone all the time and got a million irons in the fire. He's hard to pin down, and right now you ain't getting him out of a tree.
No.
And he's in Illinois. He'll be home though come December.
He'll kill something before then.
No, he will, but he hunts at his farm in Alabama when the hunting really starts getting good then. But we'll do a low budget super show. I'm planning that, man. I really want to do it. For sure.
You need to have Atkins there, and then you'll have basically every title in bass fishing in one area.
doubt. And Justin is all about it.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to do it.
He'll be there.
Yeah, he'll do it. And him and Joe Lee actually just got back from a little weekend getaway with their wives up in Gatlinburg. He said they smashed some trout. He said they were trout fishing. I would like to have seen that. Not fly fishing.
I'm not a trout fisher.
No, dude, I am.
That was actually one of the questions I got the other day. Was
let's hit a couple more because we have we got about 8 minutes left before we call it here.
I can't really find any of the
18,000. Can't thank y'all enough for hanging with us. 2 hours is a long time to talk. But y'all are awesome. I really, really appreciate it.
What is the deepest bass you've ever caught?
Deepest bass I've ever caught? Oh, me. I have to think about that.
I know mine. Because I'll never forget.
Go ahead then. I've got one in mind. My deepest largemouth. I'm trying to think.
Largemouth.
Smallmouth and spot.
Largemouth for me. Well, I've caught some real deep ones, like 38. That's at like Douglas though.
I caught one on Wheeler on a football jig on the bottom in 36 one time.
I don't have enough line
on the bottom with the football jig. Yeah, I'll never forget. It was a 5-pounder too in a team tournament with my dad.
I bet his
made a
eyeballs
call.
fell out of his head.
It was so weird because I was like, I marked them. There was like 2 or 3 down there, and I'm like, catfish, But cast it out there, and it said tonk, and I'm like, dude, I got a bite. To my dad, whack. But it was a good one. But that may be the deepest largemouth I've ever. Dude, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Smith spots. I mean, I've caught them drop shotting.
I've caught the deepest bass I've ever caught in my life. I caught them in 58 out of a treetop over 140. on Table Rock.
Yeah. I remember that.
On a Demiki rig.
Yeah, I remember that.
Deepest
Remember
one
you
I've
telling
ever
me
caught. I'll
that.
never forget it.
Spotty too, right?
Yeah, he was a spot. He didn't fight too hard once they got him about 15 feet down. He floated a little bit.
Oh, I bet. Eyeball sticking out and bladder out like a snapper.
That was the deepest one I've ever caught. I'll never forget it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've caught them suspended. Like Smith, you catch them over 100.
Yeah.
80 a lot, but they're coming up from that timber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might be over 150 feet, but he's only 20 feet down.
I've got a place on the Tennessee River. I won't say the lake because I'm that kind of sneaky about it. But it's truly in 90 feet of water. They're suspended fish, but big largemouth, and it's the weirdest thing. I catch them on the top water. You've been there. Yeah. All fair, I'll say it. The area gets beat up now, but used to it didn't it? And it used to be. I
know another place too.
Yeah. But
sneaky.
Yeah, it's sneaky. But it's dude, they get there, and it's all largemouth all the time.
Oh, yeah.
If they get air in the belly, don't forget to stick the needle and let it out. Yep, that's right. That's right, Karsten. He learned that at the Costa Camp. We did that. Me and Mr. Ron Lappin did that. Kane Simpson says 62 feet deep for him. Shoo. Kane. Small price for the time. Supporter since LBL. No doubt, Ryan. Y'all go follow No Fear Fishing. It's got a YouTube channel. But now some content. Get us a couple more questions, Sammy, before we...
Balsa or plastic?
Depends on the time of year.
Yep, I agree. And a lot of it for me is what I'm fishing.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I'll throw balsa in the wintertime if I'm throwing it at wood,
I don't throw balsa as much as I used to. I probably need to get back into it some, but in the winter, I'm a flat side. Like, I love balsa. I like a shad wrap. On a spinning rod, a little balsa. I like a lot of East Tennessee homemade Wesley Strait or Ott Defoe kind of crankbaits in the wintertime and early spring balsa. But there's so many good plastic plugs now, though, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to 6 Cents. And while you're talking about crankbait, I'll set you up.
Well,
you got something cool you've been working on.
Mine's not a plastic or a balsa.
No, that's what I was going to say. Talk about that real quick. That's cool, man.
That's a pretty cool deal, which, there's several companies that have them now. Like the one that we designed with Salmo, the square bill. I built it off of a balsa bait that what it is. That a lot of people know what it is that are no longer made. Basically probably 90% of my life savings from high school was won on that bait.
Yeah.
And we built it very similarly off of that. And it's actually a foam body, but they cure it and everything. And it's got basically a plastic coating on it. And they can paint it whatever they want and everything. But, man, as far as durability, the thing with like a balsa is, if you get hung in a tree, pull it, half the time your back hook comes out or breaks or if you hit it on a dock.
No doubt.
With that
I don't ever hit docks, so I don't have to worry about
it. I hit them 400 times before I get it. So that's pretty cool. Like it's a lot more durable, and it's very similar buoyancy wise to a balsa. So it's a little different. I like it.
Well, and they make a top water. They make all kind of stuff, and they're from Poland.
Yeah, that was the we were talking about Chickamauga earlier. That was part of that whole trip too, because I had a bad first day of that tournament. What was that last year? And the second day had a little lucky day and had to change a plane ticket to get over there and work on it with them. I'd signed with them
went fishing in Poland.
Yeah, we went trout fishing, pike fishing. I froze to death. It was in like April, and starved. They eat some weird stuff over there.
Yeah, I remember that story. We need to tell that on LBL sometime.
They brought me a raw cheeseburger, and I was like, what? They were like, this is tartar.
Pass. Hard pass.
Maybe we should cook this.
Tartar. Yeah, I've never had it. Never will. You don't have to worry about that. And I'll eat anything because obviously that's why I'm doing the fat ass challenge right now. Guys, Only 17,000 watching right now. Thank you so much. Look at that camera right there, Sammy. Let's get a daggum Sam George close up. Look at this. Get this close up of this boy right here. That camera. Get that camera in there on Sammy George. Sam, tell them where they can follow you if they're not following you already for your adventure on the tour this year.
Obviously, Instagram at Sam George Fishing, Facebook, which not many people use anymore. Few people do.
Yeah,
the old timers.
I hate Facebook.
The old timers. But no, follow me on Instagram. I'll be pretty up to date with everything. I kind of cut back a lot on social media the last few weeks. I think I've made like 3 posts in 2 months just with all this stuff going on.
Yeah.
I was kind of laying low, letting everything play out. I've never been one.
Sometimes it's cool to lay low.
Yeah.
I don't lay low very often, though. I do.
No.
I enjoy the social.
No, I kind of wanted to see how everything was going to play out. So now that everything's kind of out and everything, I'll get back into daily things, updates. So we got a lot of stuff to do. My house looks like, a lemon popsicle shack right now. I've got so many rods and reels laying around that just got here yesterday.
Shack.
So we'll be getting that ready, going fishing.
Thank you, Kane.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
It's going to be a good year, buddy.
I'm excited.
I'm
really excited.
Thank you for being on LBL and thank you for just being you all the time, Sammy. That's a weird thing to say, probably.
Bro, man.
But no, truly, man. You, I've known you for a long time. Started the show with that, but like you're always the same dude, no matter what's going on, and no matter where I see you or whatever, you're always the same. You're one of the good dudes, and I'm proud that you're going to be on the tour, man.
I have plenty of people that'll let me know if I'm not being that same
That's right.
dude. Trust
and
me.
I'm one of them.
Trust
I'll get that ass, boy. I will tell you.
Oh yeah.
If you change,
I don't care if I win 10 Forest Wood Cups or 0. I'm gonna be the same.
I know that.
Person,
well, thank you for driving up here in some torrential rain from Athens, Alabama.
We got to make it back.
And now you got to make it back, and it's cold as all get out. Thank y'all so much. Take care of each other out there. Y'all love everybody. There's enough craziness in the world. Bromance. Don't be scared of bromance.
No.
Don't be scared of bromance. Can't wait. Yeah, Carson, we'll see you at Cherokee. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Go follow him. Thank y'all so very, very, very much. LBL. We're done. Low Budget Live. 2-hour Sam George Spectacular.
Solid.
Check it out next week. It'll probably be a low budget, not so live next week. Subscribe to the YouTube. I'm saying that on YouTube. It's kind of funny, but subscribe to the YouTube.
If you're listening
to the podcast, subscribe. Cool stuff coming. Thank y'all so much.